Give me an S. Give me an O. Give me an L. A. R. P. R. E. P. Stay strong all day long.
Come to the circle. Come to the circle, sisters. Come to the circle. It's time for the Sisterhood Circle. It's time for the Sisterhood Circle. Come to the circle. Come to the circle, sisters. Come to the circle. It's time for the Sisterhood Circle. It's time for the Sisterhood Circle.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, one indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to the Texas, one state under God, one and indivisible.
Hi, Solar Ladies. My name is Lori Dipprey, and I'm so excited to get to speak to you today. I get to experience firsthand the fierce females that are growing at this school through my friend, Emmy Kate Dawkins. I love hearing about how this school is creating the fierce female leaders that will one day lead our country and all of our companies. I'm here to tell you a little bit about my career and what I've done and how I've learned as a fierce female leader. I work for a company called Pariveda Solutions. We do management consulting. That means we go work with other businesses, advise them on some of their toughest problems, and then help them implement the plans we put forward. I actually started my career as a software developer. I worked at places like Southwest Airlines and Hitachi Consulting before joining Pariveda. After joining Pariveda, I quickly became interested in how we develop people. In fact, that's the mission of Pariveda, is to develop people to their fullest potential. The word Pariveda is actually Sanskrit, an old Indian language that means achieving complete knowledge, while knowing you will never achieve it while you're on this earth. That is because we are always learning and developing. It's not just while you're in school, but even in the work world, we're learning and growing every single day. And that's part of my job, is I get to help our company figure out ways that we can grow our people. When I first joined, we were a smaller company, and I was one of the only female leaders in the room and part of our executive team. I would sit there in many meetings, and I just didn't know how to speak up. I found myself trying to mimic the men in the room. And one day I just looked down at myself and I thought, this isn't you. You're not being who you were created to be. And that's when I realized that I needed to find my own voice. And I was very happy that I did. I started by being very mindful and actually practicing some mindfulness techniques in the meetings so I wouldn't get so anxious and maybe defensive. It allowed me to share my perspective in a calm, collected way that seemed just like my personality. And after I started doing that, I had other men come up to me and say that they appreciated that. They appreciated that I had a different perspective. That's why they liked having me in the room. They didn't want someone else just to agree with them. They wanted to hear a different perspective, maybe something they weren't thinking about. And I wouldn't have learned that if I hadn't have stopped and caught myself from trying to be someone I wasn't. So that's one of the biggest lessons that I learned. We have a core value at Pariveda called servant leadership, and that's the type of leader I want to be. A servant leader, I think, embodies two different things. First is humility. And I will tell you, for the longest time, I would take myself as a humble person, but I wasn't really practicing humility. See, I thought humility was putting myself down, not taking credit for what I did. And that's not humility at all. I came across C.S. Lewis's quote about humility, which is, humility is not about thinking less of yourself. It's about thinking of yourself less. That means it's not about putting myself down, not taking praise. It's about actually putting others first. And that was a big shift. I never really understood that's what humility meant. And it was a big learning opportunity for me. The other part of servant leadership is, in order to be a leader, you need to have followers. And what type of followers do you want? Do you want people that just do what you tell them to do? I don't. As a servant leader, I want what we call at Paraveda courageous followers. Courageous followers are not afraid to speak up and give a different idea, similar to what I explained about that executive meeting that I was in. But courageous followers also, once the team has made the decision, even if it's not their idea, they're going to support the team and follow the leader. And that's what we want to grow. And that's also who I want to be. I want to be a courageous follower for the leaders that I follow, and I want to create courageous followers for people that follow me. I don't want people just to tell me what I want to hear. I also want people to understand that even though they may have a great idea, we decided to do something differently, and they're committed to doing it even if their idea wasn't chosen. I know you're not in the classroom, but there are ways to serve in your family, and there are ways to be servant leaders in your neighborhood. And so find some opportunity today to serve someone and see what it feels like to put someone first. That it gives you a lot of joy in your day, and it's a great practice to have because it will serve you well in the work world. I hope you have an awesome week, and thanks for letting me speak with you today. I hope next year I can be there in person.
I'm gonna let it shine, this little light of mine. I'm gonna let it shine, let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine, this little light of mine. I'm gonna let it shine, this little light of mine. I'm gonna let it shine, let it shine, let it shine, let it shine.
I believe in myself. I play big.
I refuse to let anyone define me. I know there is a need for me.
I rise to the challenge time and time again. I am courageous.
I let go of any negativity that comes my way, and I do not compare myself to others.
I celebrate me right here, right now. I praise myself, but I remain humble. I take risks. I explore. I leap even if there isn't a net.
I shine brightly. I am a solar trailblazer. Think, act, shine.
Have a great day.